Can you give me a sense? I'm sure you've talked to other Israeli members of the community here tonight. Can you give me a sense on what the impact has been so far?
Here in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital in America, Israelis are reeling. Jews who are connected to our peoplehood are reeling. And as you've noticed, the rest of Washington, D.C. seems to be quiet and sleeping. And we've been chatting about, is America sleeping? Freedom of speech seems to only be allowed and to proliferate when it's about Jews. But if the same things were being said about other people, would it be allowed? The shooter who murdered 2 Israeli diplomats at the AJC Young Diplomat event was yelling out, "Free Palestine." Where are we supposed to be safe? We're not safe in Israel, where Islamist groups and terrorist nations are trying to not just kill all of Israelis and Jews. And we're not safe here in America as Jews. How are we supposed to feel?
How do you feel?
I feel disillusioned. I feel disappointed as an American. I'm disappointed as a Washingtonian. My heart is bleeding and grieving with the 2 people who were murdered today and their families. And I want people to wake up. I want people to wake up and start to fight against those who are fighting against us. Us being the Jews, Israel, Americans, and people who believe in freedom and democracy. Free Palestine is not about freedom.
You do events all over town, all over the country, but do you have any specific connection to the embassy?
I'm very connected to the embassy. The embassy of Israel isn't just a representative of the state of Israel, but it's a representative of the Jewish people. It's a representative of democracy in a region that doesn't have democracy other than in the state of Israel. So every Jew should be connected to the Embassy of Israel. And yes, I've been a speaker and workshop leader at events with the embassy. I have many friends who work there at the embassy, and even just yesterday, I was at a conference with one of the victims from tonight's attack.
Goodness, was it the man or the woman?
It was the man who was attending the Middle East Forum conference that just ended, where we spoke about Islamist terrorism, where we spoke about the dangers of Islamism. And I spoke about how progressive movements are accepting the Islamist chants and supporting the Islamist cause, even though the Islamist cause is against everything that our progressive movement stands for. And then one day later, this happens.
Did you know the victim before yesterday?
I met him yesterday for the first time.
Your impressions?
A young man who was here for his career, here to serve his nation, Israel, and his nation of Am Yisrael. A person who was interested in what he was doing and looking forward to the future, and even recently bought an engagement ring for his partner, who was going to hopefully become his fiancée, but yet they were killed here tonight.
Yuval David, thanks so much for taking the time.